Yes, welcome everyone here to Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday here in Melbourne. Let's go from Sydney down to the Apple Isle in Hobart, and of course speak with the champions of the 19s and under in the TNL. Of course, that's the F45 Cavaliers. Of course, they won their grand final about a month and a bit ago now. And of course, we've got two very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
No worries. Well, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves. And what position did both of you play on grand final day?
So I'm Paige O'Neill. I'm a defender, so I played goal defence and goalkeeper in the grand final.
I'm Ava Lockwood and I played centre for most of the final.
Tell us a bit about the season in the lead up to the grand final. Obviously, we'll talk a bit about the grand final later on.
Well, we had a pretty inexperienced team this year. So it just was about building confidence and connections prior to the start of the season. So during preseason, we did a lot of team building and a lot of individual training sessions with our areas, just try and build those connections and get a bit of confidence within the newer girls to our group.
Yeah, I think obviously it was a new bunch of girls, but obviously we did school together and we had other sports that we played. So we had a pretty strong connection from the start, but obviously building that netball IQ and connections on the court was probably, would you say, like the biggest challenge. But I thought throughout the year, we definitely grew new connections and stronger connections with each other. And I think that's what really made the difference in the grand final.
Was there one particular game throughout the season that you felt we're actually on the right track and, you know, there was something special about this team?
I think,
against Cripps Waratah. I think obviously they were the team we versed in the grand final, but they were probably our toughest competition, and we ended up winning the game by quite a lot more than we expected, and I think that really set us up for the grand final next 2 weeks. So yeah,
I think also our first double header of the season, I think, you know, it was the first time that we had come up against Cripps and we knew they were going to be a really tough opposition. So I think when we got over the line, I think we'll maybe underestimated a little bit. So it felt really good as a team to have the success in the first round of State League.
Tell us about the final series heading up to the grand final.
So we obviously had the prelim against Cripps. And then, so we obviously knew it was going to be a tough opposition. We've obviously played them 3 times prior and they'd been, you know, pretty close margins. So we knew that they were obviously going to bring it in the final, because I think finals netball is, you know, really hard to, what would you say, like, I don't know, anything could happen really. So we had a really tough game against them. And they definitely challenged us the whole way through. We ended up winning that game just to have the week off the week after. And then I think they played Kingston, another Hobart team.
Close game.
Yeah,
very close game. But obviously Cripps came up with the win in the end. That's, I think, what we were hoping. We're not hoping, but, you know, we expected. But obviously, Kingston was a very tough, rough team. Like, they did not let Cripps, like, have a break at all until, obviously, the end.
And for us to watch, I think it was very beneficial as well, because obviously whoever won that game, that would be, you know, who we would be playing in our grand final. So I think for us as a team, it was super beneficial to watch that game and be able to, you know, pick at things that we would have to consider and be aware of coming into the grand final.
Before we talk about the grand final, now I think it would have been about a month and a bit ago now. Obviously, there was the awards night. Now, Paige, you came very, very close of winning the MVP. Tell us a bit about your season and were you surprised?
Obviously, it was my second year this year in 19s. Got picked as a co-captain with Hannah Crawford. Obviously, Ava getting selected as captain. It's a new role, obviously, being able to step up. I was unexpected. For me personally, you know, I didn't think the girls, because being like the youngest in the team, I didn't think they did see me as that. But I guess being picked really showed that they respected me as a player, and I think that really helped me. And I brought what my knowledge to the game and to the girls, and you know, provided them with what I knew. And yeah, I think I had a really great year this year. Yeah, obviously, being runners up underneath Ava. We're both sitting on the table, and Ava was getting called out for 3 votes, and I was 2 votes, and then I was 3, and it was just like it was just a battle. But yeah, very grateful for runners up, and yeah, I think it just really summed up my season. So yeah.
Fantastic segue, Paige. Talking about your amazing teammate next to you, Ava, obviously winning the MVP by 11 votes. Ava, tell us a bit about your season, and were you surprised you got the MVP, and especially knocking off your teammate there next to you?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was appointed captain of our team, which was, I wasn't, you know, it was something that I'd really hoped to, a role that, I'd hoped to get. And I was very grateful that my teammates thought highly of me as a player, but also as a person and someone who would like to lead their team. So yeah, I was super grateful for that. And also I had played 2 years of state league prior to the season, but you know, I was never the oldest or had the most experience. So this year was definitely different for me in that sense that, you know, before I could kind of, you know, just go under the radar a bit, but you know, this year I really had to step up on and off the court as a player and as a person, which was really exciting, and I really enjoyed navigating that. I was really lucky to have Paige and Hannah Crawford helping me throughout it, and it was also really good that, you know, we had a captain in each third of the court, so we had, you know, a shooter, a defender, and attacker, so that really helped me as well. And yes, I was definitely very surprised. I was not expecting it at all. I thought Paige might come out on top, so really grateful that she was there with me. But I think it's a real detriment to my team because I had a great team, and I think that they, you know, allowed me to shine in my role, wherever, you know, that was center or wing attack. So yeah, I was very grateful for them, and I think it's a real reflection of my team, not just me individually.
Before we talk about the grand final, now Paige mentioned before that obviously you both were there, and obviously the vote count was, you know, you got 3, Paige got 2, or vice versa. How nerve-wracking was it for both of you when those votes was coming out, and you know, and especially as the night went along? I'm assuming both of you were sitting next to each other when this all happened.
Yes, we were sitting next to each other. I think to start with, when like they showed a halfway poll leaderboard, and I think we were a little bit nervous after that was shown. But I think when they started reading out the votes, we kind of found the humour in it. I think we're really like, you know, when Paige would get a vote, we'd all cheer, and then when I got a vote, we'd all cheer. And I think it was just really nice, you know, with our whole team, we're just celebrating each other. And I think that kind of took the nerves away a bit because we were both, you know, just going back and forth and being, you know, really.
Now let's talk a bit about the team itself. The grand final day. Tell us, was there one particular moment in the grand final that you felt comfortable enough to enjoy the moment, knowing that you're going to win it?
I think at the start, like, we were very nervous. Like, all the girls are really nervous. Some of them hadn't experienced it before, and some have, but in different kind of environments. But I think we knew we had to settle in like straight away, because obviously if we gave them room, they would come back. So I think just trying to stay composed the whole time was like key for us, and I thought we played that really well. Yeah,
I think it took us until I'd probably say the last couple of minutes where we were just like, all right, we can really just calm. Like, they kept coming back at us the whole game. I don't think it was until I'd say 5 minutes to go, not even, where like I'd say even 1 minute to go, I think we all looked at each other and we we're kind of like, right, we can just have a breather now because, you know, we'd get maybe an edge on them or they get an edge on us, but the momentum just kept swinging between both teams. So it was really hard to be like, oh, we've got this, because it felt like we didn't at all until those last, probably I'd say 4 or 5 minutes to go.
So who got to hold the cup first?
Who did? Was it me?
I think it was Ava.
I can't. No, it was me actually, because I got to hold it first. Yeah.
You almost forgot you held the cup first.
It's me. I didn't give it to the team. I'm not sure. I think it was me.
So Ava, I need to ask you this question then. How good was it to hold the cup first before your teammates swarmed onto you?
It was really great. And I think that, you know, I went up there with my coach, Linda, who puts in so much work. She's the best coach. And I think to receive that with her was really special because we'd both worked really hard. And, you know, she'd given up a lot of time as well. And why she's not on the court, she, you know, she has such a big impact on us, and she's pretty much shaped what we put out on the court. So I think to receive that with her was really special, and it's a moment that I'll definitely cherish forever.
And you got a chance to obviously have the photo with the team after you yourself and obviously Linda got to hold the cup first. Were you worried that you're going to drop the trophy, or more to the point trying not to get crushed?
The trophy was like the size of Ava.
Yeah, it was quite big, but it was actually really light. So I don't know, I think it was fine. I was more worried about where to look because there were so many like cameras. I was like, which one am I looking at? So fine, I think.
Yeah. I can see both of you got your medals ready next, which I'll get both of you to show it to us. There they are. I have to ask both of you then, how long did both of you wear your medals around your necks for, and did either of you sleep with it? Be honest.
I slept with the trophy.
Oh!
I think
we wore them like the whole time that we were together, and obviously it was a big night, so people could wear them out for a longer period of time. But
and the next day on Sunday we wore them
again. So yeah, we wore them for a very long time, but
I wasn't going to ask this question, but Ava just mentioned it. Because you took the trophy home and slept with it. How good was it to have the trophy right next to you?
It was really exciting. And I got to hold it prior to winning for like a photo. So I was like, oh God, I really hope I actually get to hold it on the day. So when I had it, it was just so much more special. And yeah, it was great to bring it home to Hart Street, our home base, and, you know, share it with all our family and friends who had also given up a lot of time to support us.
We're talking about your medals again before we talk about the trophy, but the medal first. Did either you get a chance to bite on your medals? And I have to ask, because saying, you know, I normally wouldn't ask this, but because I had a couple teams on the show that mentioned it, is it real gold?
Not real gold. And
it does hurt to bite into. We did get a team photo with everyone biting it. But yeah, no, the whole thing was just so surreal. But yeah, it kind of looks gold, I guess.
Kind of.
We can say it's gold.
We'll just tell everyone it's gold.
Yeah.
It's like an off, I don't know, it's not really gold.
No. Talking about the trophy now, did either you get a chance to kiss the trophy at any stage?
Definitely, yes.
We did.
The whole team did, yeah.
And how good was it to, kiss the trophy, knowing that, you know, it's a pretty young team and you did so much hard work to achieve the ultimate goal?
I think it was just, the whole thing was just so surreal. Like, obviously we were talking like we can't believe that it was over just like that. And like, obviously our dream from the beginning of the season was to hold the cup at the end of the year. And I guess like when I saw Ava holding it and shaking around, I was like, wow, we just did that. Like, I can't believe that's what we were working for this whole season. And well, obviously we've got it in our hands right now. So yeah, it was really thrilling and really so surreal. Yeah.
For both of you, how did both of you get involved in netball and why did you choose it?
Well, my mum and sister were heavily involved with netball, and my dad is also really involved in netball. So I think I was just, from the beginning, was just always going to play netball.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't netball. I was always a basketballer. Like, I didn't even think of playing netball. I thought, it was a silly sport. My mom obviously played Cavaliers when she was younger, but I just never really thought, I was going to play that until it was probably like around the end of primary school when my friends and I were playing it. I was now a netballers. Like, it just brings like so much like joy to your life, and like, I know I'm gonna have like netball friends like for life. Like, it's not just the game, it's like a lifestyle, and it just makes it so much better. So I'm really grateful to play it. Thanks to my mum to encourage me to get into it. And yeah, I think I've just kind of been following in her shoes, following her shadow since like the beginning. Yeah.
For both of you, mention right at the start, what position both of you play on the court on grand final day? If you had a dream position, would you love to convince your coaches to put you in 2024? Where would that be? Be honest.
Well, I always beg to play shooter. And I think every midcourt would probably tell you the same. And at training, if there's ever be like not enough numbers, I'd always be like, yep, I'll shoot. But I'd always get the no from Linda. She'd always say, someone else. So definitely shooter if I could play anywhere.
Yeah, well, I agree. Like Ava, there's always a future for Ava in shooting. I don't know. We always played the game knockout before every game, and she managed to win.
Yep,
most of them.
in the finals.
She would always knock me out to get into the final, and I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she did it. It just happened, and she's just in the knockout game final. So I guess, if she could play another position, I would have to give it to her. But for me, I want to play in the midcourt. I think it's so fun. Having the ball all the time is just so fun. Like, I would love, I don't know if I could run center court like the whole time, but it's a dream, and if defending doesn't work out, I'll definitely try and get in there.
Have you ever thought about swapping positions?
I haven't, no. Have you?
Well,
you did.
Yeah, well, I was in my first year, I was a goal shooter. Like, that's why I wanted to, obviously having a basketball background, I just wanted to shoot. And then I got into Cavs and was selected as a shooter. And it wasn't till like midway through that year that I got picked for the state team to come trial for the state team. But the coach wanted me as a defender, so I just trialed as a defender, and then I got in. And for the rest of the year, last year, I was like, obviously got picked as a shooter, so I was a shooter, but I'd been swung into defense. And then this year, I guess I've just been a full defender. Like, yeah. So I swapped.
Yeah. Defenders probably the better positions and don't get much recognised a lot. On the netball court. But for both of you, what does the sport of netball mean to both of you, especially being part of the F45 Cavaliers?
I think the friendships I've made definitely, and the role models in the club. There are so many women that I look up to, whether it's having them as a coach or we train quite closely with our opens. So having those as role models as well. But yeah, definitely the friendships I've made through netball, like Paige mentioned before. They just get you, and when you do the same things, you have, the same values. So yeah, definitely the friendships that I've made through netball would be, my favorite thing.
Yeah, I agree with Ava. Netball, like the friendships, like it's what makes netball. And I think if you don't have like a solid like community, then you're not really interested or you don't love it as much. But the people behind it, the support group we had at Cavs, was just incredible. And I just loved every second of it. Like, I loved waking up to go train. Like, it was just, and the game days, like we had these pre-game chats, it was like we mixed it up a lot, but it was really exciting. And yeah, definitely the friendships you build and the support behind it. Yeah.
What have both of you learnt from each other on and off the court?
Ooh, this is a tough one. What have I learned from you?
I think obviously Ava was our leader on court, and obviously I still look up to her, even though I kind of look down to her. But yeah, no, I think she's like one of the best captains I've had. Like, she leads the group so well, and you know, whenever the game does go a bit off, I always look at her and she looks at me. She gives me a look, you know, that it's all right. And I think, you know, it just helps when you kind of in your head a bit. So yeah, I think I still look up to Ava, and I always will. I think she's a great person on and off court. Obviously we go to the same school together, and I'm always trying to hang out with her, but she doesn't want to hang out with the year 10, so it's fine. But yeah, no.
I think on the court, Paige is just always so composed. So I think sometimes when I get a bit frantic, I look to her, and she just it's kind of similar, just keeps me cool and keeps me grounded. And I think off the court, she's just helped me be a little bit more chill, because Paige is always just so chill, and she gets nervous, but she's really good at just focusing on the game and her role. So I think that off the court, she's really helped me just be a little bit more composed and not worry as much.
Said to me, well, might have to get her in more often.
So what will be your advice to people down in Tassie that should play for the mighty F45 Cavaliers? And I believe the trials have already started.
Yeah.
Trials are next week.
I
think.
Yeah. Obviously the Cavs community is quite big. We do a lot of clinics and getting the younger girls involved, and you know, whether they don't like netball or not, they still come to the Cavs. I feel like they really enjoy every bit about it. And I think, you know, if they want to go somewhere with netball, like Cavs have obviously a big community, and the coaching is really like advanced, I would say. All of our coaches are quite professional, and yeah, they just love everything they do, and the passion is really big at Cavaliers netball. So yeah,
definitely. And I think that if you know, you're not sure about it, there's just no harm in putting yourself out there. I think everyone's super welcoming. And yeah, it definitely is just a big community and very welcoming.
Finish up a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates. Who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this past season, and what was it?
I can't think.
Oh, I don't know, but there's this one clumsy player that we always have on the court, Holly Green. She is defending with me most of the time. And she just manages to always be on the floor for some reason. I don't know why. She's always on the floor, and I'm always looking down, or Molly's on the floor again. But she's always falling over. So Molly's probably our clumsiest player on the court.
Poor Molly.
She knows it. She thinks it a lot. It's fine.
You better hope she's not watching this. So who's the comedian, the best singer, and internet TikTok /Be Real?
Best singer. Probably Matilda.
Yeah.
Matilda Allen. She's always in charge of music, and she's very theatrical. She always has a sing-along.
She's always making TikToks and dragging people into it. They don't want to be in there, but they'll do it for her. So, but yeah, no, she's always in control of the music, and whenever a song she doesn't like, she skips it. No hard feelings. Mine were always skipped, but it's fine. So yeah.
Comedian. Who's a comedian?
Me, obviously.
I was gonna say myself, and
No. I beg to differ. I am the funniest person on and off the court by far. Like, okay, I'm the funniest person I know. Under a bit Ava. I think
we're funny.
We radiate off each other, so it's fine.
I can see why the club got both of you to do this interview now. So So, Paige, I need to ask you now. You mentioned that one of your songs gets skipped on the playlist. So, do you mind telling us what that song is?
It's just so much. Oh, I really love.
Is that
Oh yeah, Ava and I really like this song Toothbrush, and we were like, before the game, we were like, let's put it on. It's gonna get the girls up and go. Anyways, Ava and I are the only ones dancing,
and then it gets
skipped. Toothbrush by who's it by?
DNCE.
DNCE is saying.
DNCE, yeah.
Song. I still would listen to it on repeat.
So then on the car on the way home, we listened to it. It was like
celebrating our win with the Toothbrush song.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
Well, we actually always go halves in a banana. I think it started about last year when we were away for state. I would always have a banana, but I could never finish all of it. So Paige always helped me out. So now just at every game in the change rooms, whether it's school, club or state, we would always go halves in a banana.
Do either of you have a pre-game pump-up song?
Mine changes all the time. Like I just listen to whatever like I'm feeling. Like I might listen to a really calm song, like calm songs first, and then listen to like pump up songs to get me going. But at the end of the day, I don't really get to decide. It's mainly Matilda. So whatever Matilda plays, I just go with.
Okay. So we'll finish with this two-part question. So how was the celebrations like when you after obviously receiving the cup, had a team photo, obviously getting a chance to break your medals? How was the celebration like for the couple days?
It was good. We obviously, after our game, we had to, we had all our fun and got to see our family and take our photos. And then, we had to support our Opens who were also playing their grand final. So I think after going back to obviously our Opens weren't successful in that they didn't, win the grand final, but they obviously had a very successful season. So I think they really got behind us at Hart Street, our home base. So I think they were, celebrating us as well as we were celebrating ourselves and them and our season. And then we had Silly Sunday, and we dressed up as our Cavs dads. They support us every week. They're all our dads, and they have these T-shirts they wore to the grand final with Cavs dads written on them. So we dressed up as our dads Silly Sunday.
So I've got to ask who, and this is the last question. So who dressed the lookalikes?
I think Lucy MacArthur.
I think Lucy MacArthur as well.
She got but Molly Green also did step up. She bought the wig and all, and
yeah, Molly Green. She had a beard, like a proper fake beard, and the glasses and the hair pulled to the side.
It was close, but I don't know. I think Molly and Lucy took it out for sure.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for giving up some of your time to join us. It's awesome having both on the show. Congratulations on your team success this year, winning the 19s and under Premiership in the TNL. But most importantly for both of you as well, on top of that, finishing first and second in the league, best and fairest as well. Well deserved, and hopefully when I come back next year in 2024, hopefully when I eventually go down to Tassie, hopefully we'll be talking about a back-to-back premiership down there at F45 Cavs.
Hopefully. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's Ava and Paige there, joins from the F45 Cavaliers 19 and under TNL Premiership team this year. Of course, they won the Premiership, I did say about a month and a half ago, but it was about 2 months ago when they won the Premiership. So if you want to get involved with the F45 Cavaliers Netball Club, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can get involved. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this day go away here on the 10th year celebration.